Hey, everybody. Hey, Drew, Drew, we're live. Hey, Drew, does he know what time it is? What time is it? It oh, apparently it's it's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to wake up you so
No,
that we.
no, not today. Another day. Yes, but yes, hit the button.
I'm hitting the button. Well, I will be in a minute.
Drew's News. Exciting tales, fresh comic views. In the pages, heroes fly, villains plot under the sky. From Gotham's dark to Metropolis views, we cover stories old and new. Drew's News, your daily source for comic clues. Join the fun, it's a heroic cruise in the world of Drew's Comic News.
It's the news. Here we are. And Carrie, thank you for that very enthusiastic, although immediately shut down intro. Appreciate it. And it's actually funny that you started that because that's our first story. So this September, just as if you haven't seen the weirdest crossovers the Marvel can bring, the Muppets are coming for the first time ever in a Muppet Take the Marvel Universe, a one shot celebrating 50 years of the Muppet Show with new stories uniting everybody from the Muppets with the iconic heroes of Marvel Comics. So you have literally a who's who of famous writers and creators. I mean, literally Chip Zdarsky, Pete Woods, Ashley Allen, Mackenzie Cadenhead, uh, Kyle Starks, David Baldion, Mike Henderson, um, Philip Kennedy Johnson, Adam F. Goldberg, EJ Sue, and um, Althea Fabio. I mean, this is awesome. And I mean, you got that beautiful cover there by Nick Bradshaw. I mean, some of the stories that they've mentioned are great. You have Ralph the dog kidnapped by Mojo from Longshot to help launch his new streaming service. So you've got Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Wolverine, Emma Frost, and all teaming up to save the day. By Chip Zdarsky and Pete Woods. You have Dr. Bunsen Honeydew and Beaker welcoming Bruce Banner and Hank Pym to Muppet Labs for an experiment with gamma rays and Pym particles.
Ooh.
Oh, no. Um, and that's written by, oh, Carrie, you're going to love this. That's by Kyle Starks and Mike Henderson.
Oh dear Lord,
Uh-huh.
that's gonna be.
Yeah, I know. When Clea falls ill from a mystical virus and Doctor Strange doesn't have the cure, he goes to the unlikeliest of sources, Swedish chef. In a story by Ashley Allen and Paco Medina. Oh my God. Pigs in Space. Captain Link, Hogthrob, First Mate Piggy, and Julius Strangepork crash into Rocket Raccoon and Groot.
Sounds about right.
Yep. So that's by Mackenzie Cadenhead and David Baldion. Um, we don't know what the stories by like PKJ, aka Phil Kenny Johnson, Adam F. Goldberg, EJ Sue, and Althea Fabio are going to do. But honestly, honestly, just some of those synopses alone, I am absolutely excited.
I,
I mean, just the line that Chip Zdarsky said, "I promise not to let down Kermit, Fozzie, and Animal the way Uncle Ben was let down by Spider-Man." I was like, "Wow, shots fired, Zdarsky."
all right.
Um, so you've
Let, let,
got you're gonna have covers by Nick Bradshaw, which you got there. There's gonna be Humberto Ramos, Ron Leem, and Matteo Loli is going. Oh,
yeah. Oh, this one I noticed when I was making this, and folks out there, way back in the day, McDonald's used to do this thing where they would give away movie glasses and collector's items and stuff that weren't little pieces of plastic.
uh-huh.
And I thought that having the Ghost Rider just totally missed a shot at having the Miss Piggy glass that
Oh wow.
jumping.
Wow.
I used to
Wow.
have. We had all of them.
Carrie, what a throwback, man. Yeah, that does kind of feel like a missed opportunity. Although it would Ghost Rider would team up with Gonzo. You
Yeah,
know.
but he could still crash through the window. That would
Oh, I
have
know,
been.
but still.
But
And
all right.
then pl- yes. Oh my god, I can't tell you how happy this makes me. The Muppet Treasure Island 30th anniversary cover. Um, oh god, I gotta zoom in. That is yes. As a big fan of that movie, yes. And then of course they have a logo mashup cover too. But that just I'm so excited about this. Like two things I love, Muppets and Marvel. You know, what could go wrong? And apparently a lot. But that's just the way.
Muppets and Marvel. How could it go wrong? Oh,
I can't.
can't.
I don't know, Carrie. I just some of those stories, I can't wait. Like, I think I hate to say, I think the Beaker and Honeydew, and then Banner and Hank Pym. I'm like, oh no.
I've noticed they got a couple of horror. Well, not exclusively horror, but known for their horror stuff going on.
Yeah, I caught that too, and I'm like, uh oh. And
So
then
I wonder what PKJ's is going to be. Maybe he can let us know when we have him on the show.
maybe I'm in Carrie. I would love to see if we could get some of those monsters, the monster puppets. I mean, if we could see Carl, I'm done. He's always one of my favorite of the monsters. You know, he's always eating things. I was like, oh my god, we got it. You're hungry.
I like was it crazy the guy who blows everything up.
Oh yeah, Crazy Eddie or something like that.
Crazy Eddie. Yeah, and the throwing the fish guy. He
Oh
was like
yeah.
New Zealand or something like that. Or
Listen, I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange consulting Swedish chef about this virus. I'm like, oh boy, oh boy. All right, so the next story is definitely not that kind of funny. Well, it's funny. It's going to be just with a lot of blood and bullets. Um, so Marvel announced Big Guns, which is a 4-part crossover this September. Man, September's a big month. Um, with writer Benjamin Percy and Jeff Shaw's um, Wade Wilson Deadpool, and then Percy and Jose Luis Suarez as Punisher. So you have both runs, which are killing it right now, joining together with an uncompromising, no holds barred storytelling, and just, I mean, come on, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I mean, Percy's already promising nonstop mayhem, a invention, and a glow up of a classic villain, and apparently the introduction of something called the Mercmobile. Yeah.
well,
And apparently there will also be a new weapon that will change the 616 universe forever. So the story kicks off when Deadpool's latest calamity puts him in the crosshairs of Frank Castle. And essentially, just as the Merc with the Mouth is taking on one of the highest stake jobs of his career, Frank will come back to settle the score. So apparently, we're looking at a battle where neither one will walk away unscathed. Um, so this is pretty interesting. And again, as Carrie's about to show, we have covers for everything here. That's the release of the event cover. You've got the big, I believe that's the Punisher cover,
uh
the Deadpool cover,
and that's all that they gave us so far.
pretty much. So yeah, I mean, you got those. The first one was by Jeff Shaw. The other ones are by David Marquez. Um, and then of course there's also going to be the first part of Jose Maria Casanova's 4-part connecting variant covers.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, Percy is having a great time writing both books, so it's natural that he would just combine them both. Um,
And Percy's just awesome.
no, he's
So
great. I mean, I listen. He has been nailing it on the Punisher. Like, if anybody has kind of channeled what I feel is very much the Garth Ennis era of Punisher, similar to some of the other runs, I mean, he is just doing a great job with Frank. So, and then he's doing a fairly good job as well with Deadpool, and it's a hard sell. You know, you got to have a good vision. But if anyone has faith in it, it's Ben Percy. So, speaking of the news,
oh, let's click the button right.
it's
Okay.
all good. So, an interesting story. USA Today's online hub, aka USA Today Play, is adding Marvel to a selection of comics. So now, starting soon, over 1,000 digital comics will be available to subscribers, including an exclusive Infinity comic series called Spider-Man Today by writer Al Ewing and artist Todd Nauk. This is a weekly 48-part series featuring Peter Parker teaming up with other heroes across the Marvel Universe. So this will be in a curated weekly section that's also going to be available to new subscribers. Although this means that it's going to be interrupted by ads cutting across the pages. So, you know, no one's perfect, but hey, here it is. Yeah, so I mean, basically everyone is excited about this. It's been described as like the spiritual successor to the Amazing Spider-Man newspaper strip Stan and John Romita Sr. did back in like 1970s. And it's basically designed to be the easiest springboard for newcomers to Marvel. So the first arc will feature the Hulk, which is of course just in time for Spider-Man Brand New Day, which is coming out July 31st. Carrie, in a week or so, it's going to be July. What?
I know.
Yeah,
I'm having a heart attack here, minor. So
yeah. The second story will co-star Daredevil, and then other ones will include Shuri and the X-Men. The book launch, of course, coincides with 616 Day, which has already seen the announcement of, again, the big guns, and the release of Amazing Spider-Man 1000 on September 16th. So keep an eye out for that, and yeah, see what you got. Okay, so we were talking a lot about crossovers. This one's going to be really cool.
yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, again, September, guys. This September, Marvel 20th Century Studios, Aliens versus X-Men. Because we already saw Alien versus Avengers, which was fantastic. So, kind of following that, we will get the Children of the Atom versus the universe's perfect killer. This will be written by Immortal X-Men writer Kieran Gillen and illustrated by acclaimed artist Geraldo Borges. But the series will also feature a 4-part bonus story by legendary X-Men creator Chris Claremont, bringing the Xenomorphs into conflict with their own parasitic extraterrestrial creation, aka kind of like them, the Brood. So, you know what's worse than a Xenomorph? The Marvel version of a Xenomorph. So, the story goes the X-Men are looking for a Phoenix egg when they find something else. They return to the Earth with the deadly cargo, and a horrible battle will begin between mutant and alien. Will an unexpected ally turn the tide in X-Men's favor? Will anyone survive? We're going to see the next evolution of Marvel's Mightiest Mutants beginning. Plus, a young Kitty Pryde will essentially face the greatest nightmare of all time when she's hunted by the Xenomorphs and the Brood.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah, that's just nightmare fuel right there. And then you've got that gorgeous cover there by the great Ryan Stegman. Gillen says that this was his first R-rated movie he ever got to see. It's one of the 4 films that built his understanding of story structure. He is pumped. Like, he apparently is He loves it so much he's unhelpfully explaining beats to the artist by referencing 2-second sequences with tertiary characters. So, point is, he is fanboying the fuck out of this. That also is the cover there by Ivan Chavrin. Chris Claremont here, he is thrilled because he basically pits the Xenomorphs against their movie counterparts or their Marvel counterparts. So he just feels Kitty is going to bring a hero's perspective to the challenge that just embodies the heart and soul of the X-Men. And he promises tons of adventure and some crazy surprises. So again, this is on sale September 16th. So apparently you might be able, you can't scream in space, but you can definitely go schnicked. So got that going. All right.
Speaking of
Schnicked in space. Okay, Carrie, I know you're not the greatest Wolverine fan, but I know you are a fan of this creator.
I don't dislike Wolverine. I just
But I know you are a fan of Dan Panasian.
Oh yeah.
So you'll definitely check this out.
I'm reading like 4 or 5 books by him right now.
Exactly. So Marvel has announced the upcoming 5-issue miniseries Wolverine Paradise by writer and artist Dan Panasian. So in one of the times Logan likes to step away from the X-Men and do his own thing, he decides he's ready for the glitz and glamour of Miami. And where there's Miami, there's a simmering criminal underworld. And where that is, you'll find Wolverine. But after crossing paths with fellow X-Men and former disco star Dazzler, Logan goes to war with a ruthless criminal underworld, including a new supervillain pulling the strings. While the heat rises fast, things are only get hotter as Logan discovers paradise is anything but that. So basically, Panasian says he wants to tell a story that embraces the action and danger people expect from Wolverine while exploring a man searching for some sort of glimpse of hope in a place that promises paradise, but of course brings war. So he says that this is a true career highlight for him. So we're going to get a retro style adventure with old friends and new enemies. This will hit stores October 14th of this year. So
I kept giggling because it was reminding me of the recent Harley Quinn in Paradise that came out, where she's like breaks up with it. Well, the Joker breaks up with her, but she insists that it was mutual, and then she goes on a dating show on an island, and people start dying, and she's like trying to solve the mystery, and it's wackiness. And then it was like, oh, and now Logan's going.
Yep.
How fun.
Not even the same universe. All right. Well, this next one is definitely going to be something interesting.
Boom.
So apparently Black Panther and Namor are doomed. As we will see a new chapter in their ongoing conflict between T'Challa and Namor, aka Wakanda and Atlantis. So more conflict, mistrust, betrayal will arrive again this September in Doomed, written by Ethan S. Parker and Griffin Sheridan, and illustrated by Stefano Nasi, who also saw killing it on Black Panther Intergalactic. And the writers most recently came off of doing Marvel Zombies Red Band. So this limited series will unite the two rulers against the common enemy, Doctor Doom. So this is going to be spinning out of the events of Chip Zdarsky's Avengers Armageddon, where the pair will take part in the Avengers battle with Red Hulk and Captain America, where Doctor Doom was essentially revealed to be in hell following his death in One World Under Doom. So essentially testing an uneasy bond, T'Challa and Namor go on a supernatural quest to the underworld to confront Doom after their respective kingdoms are attacked by demonic forces. What they discover about the nature of that threat and, of course, themselves will essentially topple the monarchies of the Marvel Universe forever. So you got that plus a gorgeous cover by Reverend Dave Johnson. I mean, amazing. You got two of the richest characters here. You have plus Doom, so three. They're all iconic in their own way. They each have their own interpersonal relationships, their own duties to their quote unquote people. So this is just a big story with colossal stakes all over. So you're going to see them in new, unique roles in the Marvel Universe. And it's just more of the big changes that are promising that are going to happen as a result of Avengers Armageddon. So
That's pretty awesome.
Doom.
Hey, Dylan.
They don't.
You're going live during my regularly scheduled live stream of Comic Tropes After Dark. You're making me choose. Sorry. It's the only time we have.
Chose.
Tell Chris hi.
You've chosen wisely. All right. So now,
Next.
okay, Carrie, I know you're pumped about this.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Okay. So we've already mentioned that in October, Hope Will Die in the Shadows of the Midnight Universe, which is a new publishing line that has top creators unleashing haunting new visions of Marvel's icons. We already mentioned the Midnight X-Men, the Midnight Fantastic Four, and Midnight Spider-Man, and we already showed that cover there from the Midnight X-Men, which is again that by Jonathan Hickman and Matteo Delafonte looks phenomenal. I mean, that cover right there, precious. But we have finally got the covers for Midnight Fantastic Four. That's Ben Percy, and that's the cover by Kev Walker. And
So cosmic horror.
it really is, like the colors, the style, beautiful. And then, of course, proving that it is again going to be the bane of my existence, but I'm going to read Midnight Spider-Man by Philip Kennedy Johnson and C. Trunk. So all these main covers will be quote unquote cloaked covers, which are partially obscured with the full artwork revealed at the turn of a page. So again, we are seeing everything. We've already explained that the X-Men are just total horror. We've already seen the Fantastic Four is just bending its way into essentially Cthulhian style horror. And then, my God, just Midnight Spider-Man is just all the real terror of somebody actually getting bitten by a spider, a radioactive spider, and then transformed into a horrible hybrid. Especially, I enjoyed this explanation from our soon-to-be guest, Phil Kennedy Johnson. I want to see a Spider-Man that was conceived by H.R. Geiger, directed by David Cronenberg, adapted to the comic page by Junji Ito. He wants Peter's origin to be so upsetting it haunts him. And to see Lizard or Dr. Octopus, so we might get to see them, through the lens of a John Carpenter movie or a Resident Evil game.
I like that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, you would.
Okay. So Dylan says he's about this for a specific purpose. Marvel is learning the wrong lesson from the Absolute Universe. It's not dark for dark's sake. You might read it. Okay, so people were really freaking out a little bit. This isn't going to totally change it, but there are some people who've joined Marvel recently on a more permanent basis that are really into horror.
Yes.
And they had initially, people were like, it says midnight. Where are the Midnight Suns? Why isn't Blade here? Why isn't this person here? And their whole thing is they want to just make horror comics out of the heroes to make it totally different. So it's Absolute is starting people. It's darker, but this is horror.
Right.
They're going for. So it's not just a darker initiative, but I can see where you're coming from because they released that first. The Absolute Universe came out a while ago, but this has been in the works for quite a while.
Absolutely. So. I mean, even the Fantastic Four, you've got cosmic Lovecraftian terror. You've got mad science, cults, hidden realities. the pacing is just patient and dreadful and mysterious with like an enticing mythology. I mean, they're all excited. Apparently, Philip Kennedy Johnson says that by the time the first issue comes out, he'll have written 250 plus, like basically, by the time the issue comes out, he'll have written 250 plus issue series for both Marvel and DC. But he wants Midnight Spider-Man to be the longest, most epic series of his career, where basically he brings everything he's learned.
And if you follow him on Facebook, he puts up all these videos where he's walking around and talking and answers questions and stuff people have had. So he's been talking about this quite a bit lately. It's
Yeah,
fun.
and we're going to also talk about it when we have him on too.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we will.
And that will be quite soon. Stay
Indeed.
tuned.
Indeed. All right. So that's
time.
everything for the Midnight Universe. It was just to show you that the covers for issue ones have been released. Those, funny enough, will all be released on the same day in October. So I believe that's October 7th. They've pushed them all back, so they're all releasing on the same day.
Yeah, because they were going to stagger it. It was going to be months until we got some of them, but
Yep.
it just came down. So
it's going to be great. So, all right. Next.
Boom.
Spider-Man 1000, more covers, more news about everything. Super, super pumped. There's already a little controversy recently. I don't know if people have been seeing. There was a controversy about the main cover by John Romita Jr. and another artist. I'm sorry, I forgot their name. Getting pulled, and now is, of course, due to all the fan reaction, it's back in circulation. So you have that. Then, of course, you have new details on interiors and more variant covers. So this is pretty interesting. So more details here. Yeah.
Oh, I just put up the covers, by the way. I didn't want to do the interior stuff because it was.
That's fine.
We're focusing on the stuff.
So the news that we have is that we will see work from Frank Miller, Peach Momoko, Dan Slott, Brian Michael Bendis, and then, of course, stories that are reflecting on Peter's life and things that have changed forever. New variant covers will include the great Alex Ross and the great Mark Bagley. So some of the details. There will be a story called Now I Can Rest by Dan Slott and Marcos Martin. Bring readers back to the night that changed Peter Parker's life in a revelatory and heartbreaking story exploring Uncle Ben's death. The Gesture by Brian Michael Bendis and Stuart Immonen, which is a team-up between Spider-Man and the Avengers against some of Spider-Man's greatest foes. Still Standing by Noah Hawley, making his Marvel Comics debut, and the great Patrick Gleason. And Tears of the Spider Queen, which is Frank Miller and Peach Momoko pitting Spider-Man against the Ninjas of the Hand. Which I'm like, wow.
Sounds so, yeah.
Yeah. So you got, I believe that there is the Pepe Larraz cover. And then, of course, you got Bagley. Immonen. Beautiful. Yeah, it's the Marcos Martin. The Alex Ross. That's a reference to an iconic scene in the Spider-Man history. So, again, nailed it. And there's, of course, the Webhead variant cover by Patrick Gleason. All of this and more, as we'll reveal, September 16th. So again, September 16th, big day. Big day. Big day there. Carrie, I know this next one, you're pumped because you are such a Hulk fan now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this September, the March to the Hulk War will continue with more of Infernal Hulk's defeat and just total obliteration of Marvel's greatest. So, as we know, Philip Kennedy Johnson and Nick Klein's current run, Infernal Hulk, is leading into Hulk War, which is an epic crossover event coming early 2027. But following the conclusion of Infernal Hulk in August, we will see the Hulk clashing more and more with Marvel's heroes and assembling an army of corrupted, monstrous champions across a series of one-shots, which are essentially the penultimate chapters of the Infernal saga, all written by Phil Kennedy Johnson. We're going to have one by one. You have Hulk versus Wolverine. That's by Jonas Scarf. Then you have Infernal Hulk versus Fantastic Four, Infernal Hulk versus Spider-Man, Infernal Hulk versus the Avengers. So each one will be delivering an intense victory that brings him, and by him, the Infernal Hulk, this much closer to remaking the Marvel Universe and his twisted Avengers. Well, in his twisted image. So the synopsis there. When the X-Men learn the location of mutants abducted and corrupted by Infernal Hulk, the Deadliest X-Men vows to free them by all violent means necessary. So you have the father of horrors facing Marvel's perfect killing machine, with, of course, a terrifying cover by Nick Klein. I mean, this has just been... All of this was set in motion back in 2023 when Incredible Hulk issue 1 dropped. And PKJ has hinted that all of this is going to be the Hulk working toward building what he calls the Infernal Avengers for Hulk War.
Nice.
So he says the one-shots will feature some of the most epic rivalries in comics and an ending that I'm expecting to shock some people.
Well, I mean, he's already, as we can see here, Blob's there. Because everybody's like, oh, nobody cares about Blob. And that was the entire point of one of the comics, was like,
Right.
oh, you could just go stand in the corner. We know it. Wait a minute. Where's Blob?
Yep, Glob Herman. Yep, it's going to be really interesting. And Carrie was already showing some of the other variant covers you had by Juan Ferreira and Ryan Stegman. I mean, dude, just again, if you are not reading the Incredible Hulk run that Bill Kennedy Johnson did, and Infernal Hulk, stop, catch up, and be amazed. Just killing it. So, all right. So that's it for Marvel, but let's jump over to what's up for DC, because there's a little bit there. And then we'll get to the independents as the continues. DC has announced that there will be another Black Label Elseworld series, written and illustrated by creator Wes Craig. So this is actually really interesting. This is Superman the Stranger, which is set in an Art Deco-inspired 1938 metropolis. So imagine, Carrie, reimagining Superman's earliest adventures through a modern storytelling lens, but drawing heavily on the visual language of the golden age of DC. So basically think and again, Wes Craig is a huge Superman fan. He references Christopher Reeve, John Byrne's interpretation, animated series, Alter Superman. He's a fan of all that. But he thinks the best version, and the one that reflects our modern world, is the original. So you just strip it all away, boil it down to that first issue of Action Comics. You have this strong-headed young man with incredible powers fighting a corrupt city. So basically, in the series, you will follow Superman at the very beginning of his journey. So Clark Kent is doing whatever he can to make ends meet in the city of Metropolis. But when the sun goes down, he leaps into action to keep the city safe. But as Superman, Clark fights for a better tomorrow, but he feels like he's not really affecting change. When the rich get richer, the poor are still struggling. Can Superman truly save the downtrodden? So again, this is a 6-issue Black Label series, written and illustrated by Wes, with colors by Jason Wardy and lettering by Tom Napolitano, which will have variant covers by Reverend Dave Johnson, Goran Parlov, and Ethan Young. So this will be first issue will drop September 2nd. Yeah, pretty interesting and gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, now this is so many covers. Coming up.
Well, again, Carrie, this is what happens when they announce the next level. So the latest addition to the Next Level Publishing Initiative will be 3 new ongoing series launching Wednesday, September 2nd. Legion of Superheroes, Teen Titans, and the Doom Patrol. So we're going to go start each one by one. So we'll start with Joshua Williamson and Hayden Sherman's reimagining of the future of the DC universe. So you have here the dawn of a new future in DC Comics, where the future is in danger, where superheroes are outlawed, deadly enforcers known as persuaders keep the populace of the United Planets in check. But while worlds are at war, unfortunately, the Dark Tomorrow's last glimmer of hope, R.G. Brand, has been brutally murdered. Now, the reason, Carrie, that's important is R.J. Brand originally was the person who helped create Legion of Superheroes in the first place. So he's tied into their origin stories. He's the one who saw the potential in what was originally them. So you have, can the mysterious Brainiac, one of 5, solve Brand's murder? To restore hope to the universe, he must assemble a legion of gifted young rebels from across the cosmos. But how can he do that when they're scattered across the universe? So you have this. It's a 40-page debut issue. Art and cover by Hayden Sherman, who we know is killing it on no matter what he does these days, whether it's Absolute Wonder Woman or Batman Dark Patterns, season 2. Let's go. And you've got, of course, you're going to have there just a smattering of beautiful covers.
This one's gorgeous.
Yeah, I think that's Hayden. No, that's not Hayden Sherman.
It's Spears.
What?
It says Spears.
Oh, that's Mark Spears. Thank you, Karen.
Yes.
That's.
Can't help you. I didn't remember this.
Maybe Yasmin Putri. What's next? That's Hayden Sherman. Again, recognize that reference anywhere. That's the Dan Mora, Michael J. Fox cameo.
Yeah, I don't understand it. There's just
Back to the Future.
Mischievous, but he looks so old.
It's more modern now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's V.
Okay.
Ken Marion. And then I believe, Carrie, there should be one more. There should also be a Jim Lee variant, but they might not have released it yet.
Nope, not yet. We're moving on to the next one now.
Thank you. No problem. Yes. Next, you have Kyle Higgins and Danielle DiNucolo with a new generation of Teen Titans. When one of their own vanishes after attending a rally for Ascend, which is a fast-growing youth movement, training kids to survive in a world shaped by superhuman conflict. That's superpowers. Superhumans, Fair Play, Cheshire Cat, Proxy, and Wildcard will do whatever it takes to find their friend, including teaming up with the Red Hood, who thinks that they're basically soft and reckless, and they don't understand how he can still kill people. So they got to work together. Yeah.
Make friends.
There's a 30% chance they'll die. So you have Kyle and Danielle, who are the acclaimed team behind Power Rangers Shattered Grid and Image Comics Massive Verse. So you're going to have cinematic storytelling and then dynamic, expressive art, bringing the next generation of heroes to life. So this was a 32-page debut issue, which will have variant covers by. Let's see, that's Dan. Hold on a second. I'd recognize that. That's Dan Mora. That's Hayden Sherman there. That's Sanford Green.
And that, I believe,
also one more cover by Jim Chung, but again, we don't have that. So of course we can't show it if we don't have it. But
yeah,
but there will be that too. So that's again published September 2nd. And then the last one is of course the Doom Patrol. Darcy Van Holgeest and Nico Henrikon are taking Doom Patrol to the next level. So in this version, they're broke, adopting a heroes for hire business model to fight off financial and emotional ruin. Their response to what seems to be the best, most simplest case, a missing cat, proves to be far from that. When they find themselves sent out of this world, and of course, elsewhere beyond the view of Robot Man, Elastigirl, Negative Man, you find that a ghost of the team's past is preparing to cross into their/the DC universe. So the team of the Eisner Award-winning Darcy Van Pygist, who did Little Bird, and Nico Henrikon, who did Spectators and Pride of Baghdad, ushering in the Doom Patrol for a new era. So, of course, you got the main cover by Nico Henrikon, but you, of course, will have that's the Clayton Crane cover. You've got Ian Bertram, Ashley Wood, and Hayden Sherman are also there as well. So that's Ashley Wood right there. And yeah, Hayden Sherman.
So
Yep. So that is everything for the next level of DC Comics.
yeah.
Oh my God, Carrie, it feels like we've been doing the news so long. Was that it?
No. Oh
Oh,
no, dear. There's
oh boy.
still like 4 more stories. All
All right, let's do this.
right.
Oh,
Now we're bringing Sonati in. So
oh boy. All right. So acclaimed creator, writer, artist Gilliam March is coming back, everybody, as a solo creator with Ophusa, which is a 6-issue romantic thriller and Image this September. So March is both writing and illustrating the series, which he promises blending romance, mystery, and suspense against the backdrop of sun-soaked beauty and hidden secrets. His story follows Joan, who's a young entrepreneur whose whirlwind romance with the captivating Mar seems destined for happiness. But elsewhere, in what appears to be another timeline, Joan encounters the mysterious Isla on a seemingly idyllic island. As the relationships between the 3 characters deepen, long buried secrets begin to surface, setting the stage for a story filled with deception, desire, and unexpected revelations. So you have the allure of the exotic locations and the emotional complexities of the cast, promising a mix of romance, intrigue, and psychological tension as readers will eventually discover the truth behind the interconnected characters. So March says he will provide multiple variant covers, including a raw art edition and a blank sketch cover and a polybagged, not safe for work variant. So,
one of these days I'm just gonna make the whole thing white for a
right? Just because. Oh my.
just for the sake of it. Yeah.
Oh my.
That's a
Um,
big not safe for work bubble there.
yeah. Oh yeah. Um, so he loves projects like this. He says that this is taking many years of work, and it's a bit kind of dizzying to see it finally get its time. But he said it's a comic that he's the most proud of to date. That that he feels like these projects might be a little risky outside the mainstream, and it's certainly not for readers looking for more conventional comics. But he feels these projects like this exude the soul and love for a job well done. So I'm all for it because his artwork is fantastic, and this is just another example of pushing it to even more dazzling heights.
All right. Yeah, it's gonna get some naughty there if you want some little spice
Indeed.
thrown in
Oh,
the
spice.
mix.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
may
yeah.
need spice here and there.
Oh
All
boy.
right. Now for some not spice.
I
Maybe
listen, I did not um I'm telling you, I had no idea what to expect from this. This is gonna be like I said, this is gonna be something, man. Because I'm a
Mad Cave.
huge
So
what happened?
it's Mad Cave, so I'm giving it a chance. You know.
Well, I'm going from like, I am a huge fan of this movie. So the fact that we're continuing this story, I mean, this is Escape from New York, man. This is a great freaking story. So, but now Mad Cave has announced Escape from New York, Escape from Chicago. So, written by Kyle Higgins and with art by Val Rodriguez, who Kyle Higgins, Radiant Black, as you saw, can be killing it on Teen Titans. And then Val Rodriguez, which also did work on The Pale Knight. This will see Kurt Russell's Snake Plissken surviving as a coyote, smuggling people and contraband across the dangerous dead zones between prison territories like Chicago. But the hard and bitter job is made even more complicated when he's hired to extract a woman wanted by the city's warlord. Snake sees this as one more chance at redemption or one more chance for the universe to kick his ass. So, again, both creators are extremely excited about this kind of thing. They're huge John Carpenter fans, so they're promising the excitement of a John Carpenter style movie with that distinctly absurd 80s action that you just skillfully see adapted. And I mean, again, it's really interesting because Boom did an Escape from New York series previously, and there was a crossover. There's a crossover in 2016 with Big Trouble in Little China: Escape from New York, which is amusing. And again, throughout time, they've revisited this world. So yet again, this is another example. So
That's really yours.
yeah, so this is going to be released September 23rd. It will have 8 variant covers. I have no idea how many of them we got. I'm assuming that's the first one.
We
What's
have
that one?
5.
We have 5. Okay. All right. We're going to play cover roulette. See
Go
if we
ahead.
recognize the art. I got nothing.
Signatures down there. Danny, maybe.
Oh, Danica Brine. Mm-hmm.
Here's
Oh,
Dan's.
that's Dan Panasian. I'd recognize those
Yeah.
line work anywhere.
This one
Stephen Mooney?
could be.
Yeah, I think so.
And the last one, which definitely makes Kurt Russell look like Kurt Russell.
I want to say that might be that might either be Christian Ward. Let me look at that. If that's not Christian Ward, that's Nick Bradshaw. Because that is, look at that attention to detail. No, that's totally Bradshaw. I'd recognize the way he draws creatures any day. Yeah, that's Nick Bradshaw and Jim Paralampidis. Amazing. Just when I think I've seen everything, someone publishes something new. And
All right.
speaking of expansion for more horror stories, Carrie, time to smile. All right, so there are a bunch of things dropping, thanks to IDW Dark. So the first one is The Twilight Zone will be extending another 6 installments, starting with issue 11 by Mark Russell and Victor Alpe. The key element will be color this time. So each issue of the Black and White series will feature 1 color per issue. So that is pretty cool, not going to lie. So
looks like this screen.
yeah, it's going to be this. Well, listen, it's Mark Russell, so it's going to be fucking great. And then we have that's the first one. So that's the first announcement. Then we have the continuation of the Smile series. So Any Given Smile, which is a 5-part limited comic series by Stephanie Williams, doing Wonder Woman, Roots of Madness, and GLAAD Media Award-winning artist Pablo Collar, who kicked it off with Avengers Academy, bringing the notable smirking horror entity into the professional football arena in September. So that story. Let me just get that here. Yeah, which these covers are just stunning.
Oh,
Let
I
me,
went too far.
yeah, hold on a second. I have it right here.
Oh,
So
okay. I'll go
that's
first.
set January 1995 during the America Arena League football championship game in St. Augustine, Florida. The rising superstar of the Sharks, backup quarterback Dupree, is feeling the pressure from his teammates, the fans, and also the gambling underworld, to whom he owes a considerable debt. So basically, sports betting is bigger than anything. And while this weighs on Dupree, a sports journalist investigates a series of suicides that may be connected to the big game. At the very least, they're connected to the sinister entity that preys on the minds of its victims. So, I mean, again, those variant covers alone look terrifying.
Yeah.
So
I
that
love the Smile Incorporated in everything.
right? It's very clever. So you got that. I love that one. That was pretty. Oh God, wow, very
Yeah.
nice. All right.
And
Um,
then fun.
and then you have continuation of the famous Quiet Place series with Quiet Place Rising Tides by Declan Shalvey and artist Luke Sparrow. Declan, who's work on Moon Knight, Wolverine, Terminator, and then, of course, Luke Sparrow, who worked with him on Terminator, will bring the creatures to the Florida Keys, where a father-daughter duo attempt to survive on water in a houseboat. So, with this story, um, the story is around Grace, a woman who tracks down her estranged alien father to his houseboat in the Florida Keys. This family reunion coincides with the arrival of the creatures that hunt through the Sound. Grace and her dad find safety on the open ocean, but she'll have to make landfall sooner rather than later as her father's oxygen tank and their supplies are running low while a hurricane swiftly approaches. So,
And crocodiles.
yeah, well, you know what? What's perfect, Carrie? Um, yeah, so I mean, pretty
Everyone's going dark these days. I love
everybody.
it.
So you can check those out. I believe those are September. I mean, everything's coming out in September. It's September, October. It's a
Green Day
big,
doesn't want to sleep through September this year.
apparently.
They
Don't do it, man.
don't do
Don't.
it. You're gonna miss out on a lot.
Yeah, man. He's gonna wake
Your
up and find
toolbox
out.
you won't carry at home.
He's gonna wake up because he finds out there's all his money went to all these comics coming out. Well, Carrie, with all due respect, I know this is definitely getting your money. The next book.
Yes, yes. Bing.
As if the exquisite corpses couldn't be any bigger, confirming one of the first of the mentioned connected miniseries, the mysterious fox mask killer from the now concluded, iconic, very successful Exquisite Corpses, is returning in an all-new series from Tiny Onion Animated Comics, explaining her secret origin and mapping out where she wants to go next. Um, One second. To kill off the fox mask killer. So this book um, uh, is essentially said going to be just undeniable. You're going to have um, writer she guest wrote Exquisite Corpses issue 4, which featured the fox mask killer, Che Grayson, who's also killing it right now in episode Catwoman. Um, I mean, one of the biggest things is that we're actually going to get to see her identity, which is something that series creators James Tynion and Michael Walsh never revealed. So the mask will finally come off, and you got the great Adam Gorham, who we had on the show earlier this year, colorist Jody Belair, letterer Becca Carey, rounding out this exclusive team. So you remember, Fox Mask Killer was one of the group of elite assassins recruited in the hit to face off who would be best. And of course, unfortunately, spoiler, while she didn't win, there's a prize that she wants even more, a way out of a killer's life. So, again, this just sounds so fucking cool. I cannot explain to you guys how great this series was, how just another chance to explore more of this universe, especially, I mean, the first issue, it's just fantastic. And then, of course, you got these beautiful variant covers. I mean, you've got Annie Wu, you've got Ito, you've got Mike Huddleston, you got Inhut Lee, you've even got Exquisite Corpse's co-creator, Michael Walsh, whose variant will become polybagged with a collectible trading card tied to the Exquisite Corpse, the game, which he designed.
Which I had on Kickstarter last week. So if you haven't gotten that yet, check and see if you can still order it while we're
Indeed. So just remember, Carrie, because again, your money hasn't already been called for enough. This is one of these spin-off series. There's going to be The Rascal Randy by Tyler Boss and Dan Burrett, The Lone Gunman by Pinesack Pichote and Alberto Ponticelli, and an anthology one-shot. Okay? And there's that movie that they've in the works. Well, we're going to stick the comics right now. So all of this, Exquisite Corpse's Fox Mask Killer, on sale September 16th.
And it looks, if you didn't get the Kickstarter, you will be able to pick it up in stores, but you won't get any of the special things that they had on the Kickstarter. So, your loss.
Indeed.
My game.
All right, Carrie. Thank God this is the last one.
All right. Last story.
I'm exhausted, but I'm actually really excited about this. Firefly. More comics. While fans of this one series, but forever ongoing in our hearts, project about the ragtag crew of smugglers, the fan base is still waiting for the animated revival that'll be announced come to fruition. Dynamite Entertainment has announced a new series from the creative team of Mark Russell and artist Lorenzo Ray. So as we know, Boom Studio acquired the Firefly license back in 2018. Did some great stuff there. Funny enough, Carrie, one of our previous guests this year, Greg Pak, wrote a lot of those. But Boom didn't renew it last year, resulting in the cancellation of the Firefly Zoe Aliene Year One project. But now Dynamite announced that they've acquired the rights. So that, and for the Buffyverse. So now continuing that. So this comes out September 2nd, and you got a bunch of covers there. You've got cover A by Robert Quinn, cover B by Megan Hetrick, cover C by Declan Shalvey, cover D by Paris Aline, and cover E by Stephen Byrne, and cover F by Daniel Warren Johnson. So all of that. So the synopsis reads, Eisner Award-winning Mark Russell and rising star Lorenzo Ray invite you aboard the Firefly-class spaceship Serenity for all new adventures. As this adventure begins, Mal Reynolds is desperate for cash to keep Serenity flying, while Simon and Kaylee must pose as a married couple to pull off a heist, but end up with more than they bargained for when an old caper comes back to haunt them. So keep it running, keep it shiny, and of course, don't forget, got the mystery variant blind bag.
Yes. For those of you who just can't get enough, I wonder if you ever get like 3 of the same in that.
You never know. It's the odds, Carrie.
Yeah.
No, but I do know one thing. We did it.
We did it.
Oh my God. So many. Are we done?
So guys, yes. Catch us tomorrow night. So real quick. Drew, you can't go away yet.
Okay, sorry. All right. So, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on this extremely long, but first of many live streams for the news. We really appreciate it. If you like what you saw and you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit us up, follow us here on Splash Pages. We're here every Tuesday interviewing iconic creators within the... Thank you, Dylan. We did do it. I appreciate your support, buddy. Don't interrupt my outro. Going on, doing the thing. we really appreciate your support as we continue on through the year. My name is Drew Malo. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky. I'm there. I post all the time. In terms of getting back to you, I promise I'll make sure to do it before the year ends 2050. Yeah. So amazing.
And what tomorrow?
Well, I will say, Carrie, make sure you check out our interview this week with the great Mitch Halleck, the guy who's responsible for one of the best conventions in all the Northeast, aka Terrific Con, which we're going to be to in August. And make sure you stay tuned for next week when we have on the amazing Philip Kennedy Johnson. Super duper excited. Either way, super pumped.
Yep. It's going to be a good time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Take care of yourselves. Love you. Goodbye.
Bye.